you're sliding into home and your shorts are full of foam. Diarrhea. Diarrhea. Okay, now it's time to do an actual take. And here we go. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Week 7 in the Bored People's Fantasy Football League. I'm your host, Johnny Vegas. Sorry I've been absentia today. I'm looking back at the midpoint of the season and I wonder, where has all the time gone? Was I merely just a young slip of a boy? Or have I been stoned out of my mind on Peyote all this time? I ain't got the $50. Sexy as all hell. High-class European pornos.
Yeah, it's just like a butterfly. Butterfly flies to a flower, stays with her. Doesn't know why, just feels it. Oh yeah, she's my flower, and I'm her. Chicken! I'm a butterfly. We don't know why. We just feel it. You guys! You guys! This is great. Did you see this thousand fucking little goddamn middle? That's real. That's real. I'm a butterfly. She's mine.
Anywho, here are this week's picks. We're going to start off with the match everybody's talking about. The Extractors versus the Terror. Now, here's the thing. Don't be fooled by this matchup. Yes, you have the teams with the two best records in the league. Hoop-de-freaking-do. It doesn't matter. Because I'm only going to give this one to the Terror by 1 point. My concern is, I don't think this is going to be a good game. Good teams, but not a good game. Terror over the Extractors by 1. Up next, we're going to kick it up into a new gear with the Hangman versus the Snakeoctopus. Now, there are many legend rivalries here in this wonderful division. Terror versus Slaughterhouse. Johnny Vegas versus the state of Nevada, Georgia, Washington, Bora Bora, American Samoa. But anywho, getting back on topic, Hangman and Snakeoctopus always have a great fight, and this week will be no exception. I'm going to see this one going back and forth, toe-to-toe, but in the end, I'm going to give it to the Hangman over the Snakeoctopus by 4. Up next, we have the Slaughterhouse and the Vandals. Now, this one is not so good on paper because I'm looking at the Vandals, and while I agree that their fearless leader is a mad scientist, his monster isn't quite finished yet. His team just isn't percolating yet, and Slaughterhouse is coming on like a drunk guy in a bar trying to convince a girl that at one time he was a great football champion. I think he's still in that mode where he thinks he's still great. But he's got the rest of the team fooled. He's even got me fooled. Slaughterhouse over the Vandals by 11 points. Up next, a match that not a lot of people are talking about, but you should. It is the Senators versus the Thunder. Both teams are in dire straits. It's the midway mark of the season, and they need to turn things around rather quickly. This is the difference between being a strong playoff contender and being that person who hits the iceberg and sinks into the ocean, and Kate Winslet doesn't let you sit on her door and float to safety. The hell's up with that? I can float on a door. I don't know where I'm going with this, so suffice to say, Thunder over the Senators by 1. And finally, we are going to have the A-holes versus the Roughnecks. Do not be deceived by other fantasy football puppets. This is the matchup to watch. I promise you, you are going to see one of the best scoring games in the history of the league. You are going to have two teams going back and forth, and I'll even go so far as to promise the winner of this game is going to be in the Super Bowl. Who is it, you ask? Who is it? Why am I growing and getting closer to the camera? What I'm trying to tell you is the Roughnecks over the A-holes by 2, and they're going to the Super Bowl. Johnny said so. Well, that's enough out of me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a long overdue appointment with a gorgeous nurse who is going to give me a sponge bath. See you all next week.
Kosliatna.
Yeah, let's see what I'm...
Rota. Yaku tacha kapunyu ni saki. Bargo man shiko hot.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
I see you. Have a good week. Hello down there! Look out! Look out! See you next week.